Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Wildlife Wisdom. So far, I've been your host, Zero Yeti, and happy Earth Day. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. With the first animal week being Mephitis, better known as the striped skunk, the Siganku, the Skangresi, the Shegok, the common skunk, the Alaska sable, the Macaw, the Guli, the Hudsonian skunk, the Newell the Newell, the Newell Tissia, I don't know how to pronounce that word, and the northern skunk, the black-tailed skunk, or the prairie polecat, is a species of skunk which is endemic to the United States, southern Canada, and northern Mexico. Striped skunks are found in a variety of habitats, including grasslands, scrublands, deserts, montane areas, riverine woodlands, forests, and agricultural lands. Excuse me. Excuse me. For the most part, they lead nocturnal and solitary lives, but will come together to socialize, particularly during the breeding season and in winter. Multiple skunks may share a den to hibernate, often cuddling up together to share their warmth. They are largely insectivorous, feeding upon grasshoppers, beetles, crickets, caterpillars, worms, arachnids, grubs, centipedes, millipedes, and bees. But they are also known to eat crayfish, crabs, fish, amphibians, small reptiles, carrion, apples, berries, cherries, corn, nightshade, other grains, young rabbits, white-footed mice, voles, eggs, and bird chicks. Like all skunks, they possess a pair of highly developed musk-filled scent glands which can spray a noxious liquid, which is known for its irritating, foul stench. Because of this, striped skunks typically have few natural predators. However, they are also known to occasionally be eaten by particularly hungry or determined coyotes, bobcats, wolverines, badgers, foxes, cougars, golden eagles, bald eagles, and great horned owls. Reach around 18 to 32 inches or 46.5 to 81.5 centimeters in length and 1.5 to 13 pounds or zero point 0.7 to 6.3 kilograms in weight. Striped skunks are stoutly built, short limbed animals with small conical heads and a long, heavily furred tail. The feet are plantigrade with bare soles, and the forefeet have 5 long curved claws adapted for digging, while those on the hind feet are shorter and straighter. The color patterns of the fur vary greatly, but generally consist of a black base with white stripes extending from the head, which divides along the shoulders, continuing down the flanks to the rump and then into the tail. Sometimes they may sport a white patch of fur on the chest and white stripes on the outer surface of the limbs. Uh, Also, brown and cream colored individuals are also known to occur. I feel like I said also a lot. Apologies for that. The striped skunk is a polygamous species with a breeding season occurring from mid February to mid April. During this time, striped skunks' genitals will grow considerably in size, with a male's testicles swelling up to 4 times their usual size. They typically form harems of one male breeding with several females. After a 59 to 77-day pregnancy, mothers will give birth to 2 to 18 kits, which open their eyes at around 3 weeks of age and are weaned by 6 to 7 weeks. They typically set off on their own around 2.5 to 3 months of age. And under ideal conditions, the striped skunk may reach sexual maturity around 10 months of age and live up to 10 years. Next up is Tomastoma sklargeli, better known as the false gharial, the Malayan gharial, the Sunda gharial, or simply the Tomastoma. It is a species of large, primarily freshwater crocodilian, native to Peninsular Malaysia, Sarawak, Indonesia, Borneo, Sumatra, and Java. Despite its common name of the false gharial, the Tomastoma is a member of the family Gavalidae, of which the Tomastoma and the Indian gharial are the only 2 living members, meaning that the false gharial is very much a true gharial. Tomastoma tend to inhabit rivers, lakes, and swamps where they feed upon fish, crustaceans, amphibians, proboscis monkeys, long-tailed macaques, deer, water birds, otters, various reptiles, wild dogs, pigs, and even the rare cow or antelope. Tomastoma are themselves occasionally preyed upon by large crocodiles, tigers, leopards, and packs of wild dogs. Female tomostoma reach around 10 to 13 feet or 3.05 to 4 meters and 205 to 460 pounds in weight or 93 to 210 kilograms, whilst males reach around 12 to 16 feet or 3.6 to 5 meters in length and 420 to 1300 pounds or 109 to 600 kilograms in weight. They sport the largest skull in comparison to body length of any extant crocodilian, in large part due to their long, thin, smooth, and unornamented snout. Tomostoma are typically a dark reddish-brown coloration above, with dark brown or black spots and cross bands along the back and the tail. They have a whitish, grayish, molted underbelly. And juveniles are mottled with black on the sides of the jaws, body, and tail. Breeding occurs twice a year in accordance with wet seasons, from November to February and from April to June. After breeding, females will build a nest mound out of sand, peat, moss, twigs, and leaves, typically near the water in the shade of a large tree. Here she will lay 20 to 60 eggs, which will incubate for 90 to 100 days. Although mother tomostoma may sit on or near the mounds and guard them, unlike many crocodilians, the tomostoma offer no parental care once the young have hatched. Under ideal conditions, the tomostoma will reach temperature around 20 years of age and may live up to 80 years. Just gotta check to make sure my recording's still going. Good. Next up is, this is a name that's gonna be difficult to pronounce. Chias molcles ventremaliucata, better known as the dotted humming frog, is a species of frog in the family Microhyliidae, which is native to the lowland rainforest marshes and swamps of Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Here they prefer to live in and amongst the soil and leaf litter, feeding upon ants, mites, springtails, and other invertebrates, occasionally visiting temporary ponds and puddles, particularly to socialize and mate. Dotted humming frogs are well known for having a symbiotic relationship with the burrowing Colombian lesser black tarantula, with the spider providing the frog with shelter, protection, and the occasional food by sharing scraps of its kills with the frogs. In turn, humming frogs protect the tarantula and its eggs from parasites, particularly mites, as well as various pests like ants. Additionally, the skin of the dotted humming frog contains potent antimicrobial chemicals which they use to help keep the spider and its eggs healthy. These chemicals also act as a cue to the tarantulas that the frog is not prey. Colombian lesser black tarantulas have been known to attack and eat similar frog species to the dotted humming frog, but have never been recorded attacking the dotted humming frogs by mistake. Several dotted humming frogs may live in the same tarantula burrow. These frogs prefer to remain underground during the day and emerge after dusk alongside their spider hosts to forage the surrounding areas. Dotted humming frogs have many natural predators, including various birds, bats, crustaceans, snakes, fish, turtles, and young caiman. Reaching just 0.8 inches or 2 centimeters in length, the dotted humming frog is a fairly tiny amphibian with a narrow pointed head and a slender body. They sport cryptic coloration resembling fallen leaves, and breeding occurs during the start of the rainy season. During such time, these frogs gather in hundreds around ponds and other bodies of water, becoming active both during day and night. They fill the forest with their songs. Each female will lay some 400 eggs, which will hatch into tadpoles after around 1 to 2 days. Under ideal conditions, the dotted humming frog will transition from tadpole to frog in about 3 weeks and may live upwards of 5 years. Apologies if you can hear rumbling in the background. My central heating and air system activated. So next up is Xenithus immanus, better known as the Colombian lesser black tarantula. It is a species of terrestrial bird spider endemic to the lowland rainforests, marshes, and swamps and cloud forests of Colombia, Venezuela, and Peru. Like many tarantulas, these spiders will dig fairly spacious burrows, which they may line with silk to stabilize the walls and improve the structural integrity. Here they spend most of their day venturing out at night in search of prey, typically crickets, cockroaches, beetles, centipedes, millipedes, other spiders, as well as the occasional rodent, bat, lizard, snake, amphibian, or small bird. They dispatch said prey using their powerful chelicerae, tipped with long chitinous fangs, which can inject a mild venom. As previously mentioned, Colombian lesser black tarantulas have a symbiotic relationship with the dud humming frog. The two species frequently live together, with the tarantula sharing its food with the amphibian and protecting it from predators, whilst the frogs care for the tarantula's eggs and protect the spider in its burrow from various pests and parasites. Colombian lesser black tarantulas are also known to sport a similar relationship with the Bolivian bleeding frog, Haptophrya boliviana. In some cases, a tarantula may share its burrow with both amphibian species. Reaching some 7 to 9 inches, or 17.78 to 22.86 centimeters in length, they are a relatively large species of spider. Females sport a dark purple colored carapace with long black velvet legs and an abdomen that is covered in long blondish setae hairs, whilst males are similar with a brighter purple colored carapace and legs and a more reddish setae hairs on the abdomen. They are equipped with urticating hairs on their abdomen, which they can rub up into the air to deter would-be predators. Excuse me, something's in my eye. These bristles can be quite irritating, especially if they get in the nose, the mouth, or the eyes. Mating typically occurs once a year, during which time a male will seek out a female. When they meet, he will prefer a series of signals to lull the female into a calm and aroused state. Once she is receptive, he will mate as quickly as possible and then flee. Unlike many other species of spiders, Colombian lesser black tarantulas rarely kill and eat their mate. After mating, a female Colombian lesser black tarantula will lay 50 to 100 eggs in a silken egg sac, which will hatch in 6 to 8 weeks' time. The young spiderlings remain in their burrow for some time after hatching, being guarded and cared for by their mother and her associated frogs. Under ideal conditions, the Colombian lesser black tarantula may live up to 15 years. Next up is Xiphias gladius, better known as the swordfish or the broadbill. It is a species of large predatory fish and the sole living member of their family, Xiphionidae. These fish can be found throughout the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, from the surface to depths as deep as 9,442 feet or 2,878 meters. This highly migratory species typically moves towards colder regions during the summer and warmer regions during the winter, feeding upon a wide range of pelagic fish, cephalopods, and crustaceans. Swordfish are now schooling fish and often travel alone or in loose congregations. They may cruise at some 22 miles per hour or 36 kilometers an hour and rely on their speed to catch prey. In short bursts, they're capable of reaching up to 60 miles per hour or 100 kilometers an hour. Contrary to popular legend, they do not stab their prey with their swords, but rather slash at them. Swordfish are themselves occasionally preyed upon by killer whales, pilot whales, short-finned mako sharks, and possibly giant squid. Reaching around 10 to 15 feet or 3 to 4.55 meters in length and 500 to 1,500 pounds or 230 to 680 kilograms in weight, with female swordfish being slightly larger than males. They sport elongated and rounded bodies with tall fins and a distinctive sword-like bill. Swordfish first hatch with scales and teeth, but end up losing both by adulthood. The breeding season varies according to location, typically occurring in spring and summer in temperate zones and year-round tropical climates. During spawning, a single female swordfish may lay 1 million to 29 million eggs. Under ideal conditions, the swordfish will mature around 4 to 5 years of age and live up to 16. Next up is the Pyranga rubra, better known as the summer tanager. It is a species of songbird in the cardinal family Carnaliidae, which is native to North, Central, and South America. They live on a variety of habitats depending on their range, including montane, temperate, and tropical forests, as well as dry and riverine woodlands. They feed upon insects, particularly bees and wasps, as well as arachnids, snails, slugs, fruits, and the occasional small vertebrate like a lizard. They are typically solitary animals, but are known to form pairs in the mating season in flocks up to 30 individuals, including mixed species flocks during migration. There are two subspecies, P.r. cooperi, which breeds in the southwest USA and North Mexico and winters in South Mexico, and P.r. rubra, which breeds in the eastern USA and winters in Central and Northern South America. Reaching around 6.7 to 8 inches or 17 to 20 centimeters in length and 0.9 to 1.2 ounces or 25.5 to 34 grams in weight, with an 11 to 12 inch or 28 to 31 centimeter wingspan. The summer tanager is a medium-sized songbird. Males are bright rose or orange-red throughout the year, whilst females are olive-colored above with a rich yellow or orange underside. They breed during the summer, forming pairs which monogamously bond for the season. They construct a bowl-shaped nest out of leaves, vines, stems, and grasses amongst a horizontal branch of a tree some 8 to 34 feet or 2.5 to 10.5 meters above the ground. Here, female will lay 3 to 4 pale bluish-green eggs with reddish-brown spots. They are incubated by their mother for 12 to 13 days straight, whilst their father feeds and protects said mother. After hatching, the chicks are cared for by both parents, and the young fledge after 8 to 10 days, but remain with their parents for additional 2 to 4 weeks. Under ideal conditions, a summer tanager may reach sexual maturity around a year of age and live up to 11 years. And our extinct animal of the week is a requested one, being Plateosaurus, a genus of basal or early sauropodomorph dinosaur, aka a prosauropod, which lived throughout what is now Europe and possibly Greenland from the Norian to the Ratian in the late Triassic, some 214 to 204 million years ago. The first remains, now known to belong to Plateosaurus, consist of parts of the legs and some vertebrae, were unearthed in 1834 by physician Johann Friedrich Engelhardt at Heroldsberg near Nuremberg, Germany. He then showed them to paleontologist Hermann von Meyer, who in 1837 designated them as Plateosaurus, meaning broad lizard. This means that Plateosaurus is the fifth named dinosaur genus, which is still considered valid. Since then, the remains of well over 100 individuals have been recovered throughout Switzerland, France, Norway, and especially the German region of Swabia, causing German paleontologist Friedrich August von Quinstid to nickname the animal Schwabischer Lindworm, meaning Swabian dragon. Material referred to Plateosaurus has also been found in the Fleming Ford Formation of East Greenland. However, much of these remains have now been assigned to its own distinct genus of prosauropod called Izzy. Although there remains some indeterminate material from the locale still assigned to Plateosaurus. Today, 3 species are considered valid: P. trogonensis, P. logiceps, and P. gracilis. Unusual amongst dinosaurs, Plateosaurus had a high amount of developmental plasticity, with adult specimens reaching anywhere from 16 to 33 feet or 4.8 to 10 meters in length, and 1,300 to 8,800 pounds or 600 to 4,000 kilograms in weight. Despite the great quantity and quality of fossils, Plateosaurus was for a long time a source of confusion and misunderstanding, leading to there being considerable debate in regards to the animal's biology, taxonomic position, physical posture, and behavior over the years. The modern understanding of these animals is that they were large obligate bipeds, which sported small heads, long flexible necks, sharp but plump plant-crushing teeth, powerful hind limbs, and short but muscular arms and grasping hands with large claws on 3 fingers, which were used for both defense and feeding. Plateosaurus likely lived in loose herds and fed upon a variety of vegetation, acting as the primary large herbivore of its environment, occasionally supplementing its diet with carrion insects and small vertebrates. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hope you have a good Earth Day.